Hi, my name is Travis Hendrix, and I want to say thank you, welcome you, Dr. Rob, to the Andrews Incorporation, and I will be the one who will be illustrating this experience, my experience with Capsim to you. So let's get started. First of all, I think at first my main issue was at first I did not understand Capsims. I didn't know what Capsim was. I didn't know what it mean. I didn't know what it stand for. So I had to do some research on top of the information that was provided in the class. So to me, Capsims to me is basically a business simulation course where students go into this particular course and they're able to manage a multi-million-dollar company that manufacturing and sells electronic sensors to various industries, or you might find sensors and devices and things of that nature. So that was my take of CapSim, the course itself. So once I understood what CapSim itself was, I needed to understand like some basic rules and what exactly I need to do for as understanding the overall function of Capsim. So I knew that it was you have to gather information, you have to gather material to make decisions regarding your product that you are producing or making at your company. So once I understood that, I was okay. Then I had to understand not only I'm managing this company, I'm also going against my classmates, which who are managing a company as well. So not only I had to pay attention to myself and my product, my company, I also have to pay attention to my competitors, um, pay attention to what they're doing, their strategies, and things of that nature. On top of that, make sure I'm analyzing each round, positioning everything in the right place, pricing everything good, and making sure I'm just making good decisions. Um, After that, just staying balanced and staying consistent so that each round will work out well. Um, my mission for Andrews basically is my goal is to continue to um, re-innovate, produce, and train talent for a long-term relationship in order to create a vision for the future. And that's my mission. And the key is, which to me, I understand that customers want smarter, better product, performing product. And in order to do that, and if I do that, I will be successful in the long run. So once I understand what exactly the customers want, what type of product they want, and what it takes to make it happen, I will be successful. And just looking at that and going back from that, the best place to start from is understanding your weaknesses and your strengths. So once I understand my weaknesses and the strengths, it'll put me in a good position not only to be successful, but my marketing will be great, financing will be great, product will be great, and position and product will be great as well. So so going into um cap sims, I had a strategy. My strategy basically was to be number one. Like I really wanted to be number one. Like my mindset was to be the best. That was it. I was gonna be the best. Even though I didn't know exactly what cap sim was about or knew exactly what I was doing, but I have a competitive mindset to where whatever I do, I'm going to compete. And I knew there was a competition. So my mindset was to be number one. So I had an aggressive mindset. So my mindset was like, hey, let's go in here and let's kick butt. Even though you don't know exactly what you're doing, but we're gonna go in here and kick butt. So that's what I did. So once I did that, a few rounds went by, and this other round went by, and I was like, first round was great. Then I went to another round, and it's like, man. So I had to change my mindset. So I realized that I couldn't do the same thing I did from the last round, in this round. So I had to change my mindset. So my mindset changed. So I had to think about not only my pricing, I had to think about my team profitability. I had to think about um, how to stay consistent, how to stay balanced, because if I continue to do the same thing from the previous round, it's going to affect me big time. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to stay in the game, make sure I don't be last, and continue to win rounds. So I had to change my strategy. So my strategy at first was to be very aggressive and continue to put so much money, dump so much money out there to make my products better, so my customers can buy. And it worked for a minute. Then the later rounds, it didn't work. So I had to change my strategy. So I had to dumb it down a little bit. I had to really understand and analyze everything, not just one area. So once I did that, I was okay. So my results from changing my strategy from being very aggressive to being just aggressive, but at the same time staying balanced and staying, medium. A lot of stuff changed. Like my pricing changed. Pricing changed because I was able to I expect different pricing. My pricing changed, and also my promotion changed as well, because the product itself has a promotion budget, and I was able to, use that. Which, like I said, I didn't pay that attention at first. At first, I was just putting numbers out there. So once I understood what power I have, what I have access to, and what I have money for, I was able to do a lot of stuff differently. Also, I understood placement and accessibility, how important it was, how to position, how to place certain products in certain areas. Once I got that, at first it took me a minute to get it, but once I got it, I was able to figure some things out, because I know how important it is for customers. Cause see, now customers, they want the best product, but at the same time they want to have access to it as well. So and they want it at a great price. So once I got that and understood that exactly, I said, boom, boom, okay, all right, cool, I got it. So now I know, now my strategy, now I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm able to, chill and relax and do a little bit better. So, and then my product and my inventory, it got better. I was able to learn how to produce adequate product, because I was just making stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to realize that the product that I had in my inventory, my existing product, I had to understand that I needed to do something with that. Not only do something with that, I had to understand that I had to make a form plan with my new product as well. So once I understood that, a lot of things started to fall into play. So, but basically, I just knew that I had to stay consistent, because if I stay consistent, it'll help me move on to the next rounds and the rounds after that. So, just basically going into rounds. Like round 0 was basically the practice round, and round round 0 was, it gave me I would say, familiarity. It got me familiar with Capsims. The tutorial itself. I was able to, go in a few times. I think I probably went in maybe 5 or 6 times, and it helped me to, it taught me how to put certain figures in certain areas, and what I need to put in here, what I need to move here, what I need to do here, this and that and that and that. So I felt comfortable, and also it taught me about decision making. It taught me better about the R&Ds and the marketing. It helped me with my financing, and also it helped me with the product itself. So, and also I got somewhat familiar with the perception of map. So the tutorial was very great. I think that's one thing that kind of helped me out a whole lot. If I didn't have that tutorial, I probably would be lost. So all in all, it was pretty good. But round 1, just going into my rounds, round one was a good round. I did really, really well in round 1. I think Andrew's profit 6.5 million in sales, and also stock prices increased $9.07 per share, and also I gained 16.8% in market shares as well. So round 1 was great. I had a good round 1. I felt good. Like I said, when I seen that strategy, I was like, man, shit, I'm doing that in every round. You know what I'm saying? I'm not changing it all. Whatever I did round 1, I'm doing round 2, this and that and that and that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, I just knew I had it. So, boom, going to round 2, thinking I'm the man. Like I said, had this macho mentality in my head. Went to round 2, bombed it. Round 2 was terrible. So that's why I knew I had to change my strategy, which brought me to, look, Travis, you need to stay level. You need to balance this thing out. You need to analyze And also, you need to pay attention to your competitors at the same time, because if you don't, you go end up last. So round 2, it knocked me out. Yes, it knocked me out. It made me pay attention. So round 2 was unsuccessful. Didn't place product good. It wasn't good. I lost 2.2 million in capital. I had $22 million in inventory, man. Come on, man. That was terrible. And also, my positioning schedule wasn't good at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I had too much inventory left over. So round 2, it was a wake-up call. I knew I had to change. I knew I had to do something different. So rounds 3 and 4 was great. My sales was great. Because I learned from round 1. I learned from round 2. I was like, okay, all right, I got to rethink this thing, because if I go into round 3 and 4 the same way I went into round 2, you know what I'm saying, I will not be productive at all. You know what I'm saying? My product is not going to sell. The customers are not going to be happy. So my sales was great. My inventory carry was great as well. I think my contributing margins was excellent. It was over 30%. Also, my net profit in round 3 was 5.013 in round 3. And round 4, it was 2.042. And also, my cumulative product was good. My cumulative profit was good in both rounds too. So that was great. So from round 2 to 3 and 4, I had a big increase. Round 2, then 3 and 4 was like, you know what I'm saying? So it was great. So those 2 rounds was great. So round 5, 6, and 7 was all basically the same. Now, I had some increases. You know what I'm saying? I had a few strives, but the same thing, everything was basically balanced, basically the same, because like I said, my mindset kind of changed. And now I'm at this mindset to where I don't want to be last. I just want to make sure my products sell, make sure I give these customers what they want, you know what I'm saying, so I can be successful at the end of the day. Because I'm going to tell you, Fury and Baldwin, them boy was kicking butt. Now, I understand Fury, he's a computer, but Baldwin did excellent. He was he's a guy, seriously, he's a guy that I actually, looked up to, because I started to understand. I saw his sales and stuff was so great, so I started to watch some of the stuff he was doing, and I kind of emulated some of the stuff he was doing. So he was a great teacher at the same time, because I knew nothing about Capsims. So like I said, 5, 6, and 7, my account receivable was great, my R&Ds was great, my promotion budget was good, my net margin, that was excellent. And then one thing I had to understand was, you must understand that the cost of your product is the amount it costs to produce. The cost of your product is the amount that costs to produce. So at first I didn't understand it at all, but now I get it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff at first I didn't understand it all, but now I get it. So if I had to do certain things over again, I will, but I would do them differently. And I know exactly how I need to do it the next time. But round 8, I think round 8 was probably my best round. My earnings was $7.122 million after paying off all my debt and my expenses. Is also my contributing margin increased 35.2%. And also I did not have to take out a merchant loan, which was great. And also I met 95% of demands from my customers, which is a good thing. 95% demands of my customers was a good thing. But one thing I didn't do in round 8, which was bad, I had a decrease in market share. It was a 0, which was 8.05% in market shares due to my R&D positioning. I messed up on the round, and I learned from it. And I know who it were. I know who it was. Adam and F. I've been having issues with them 2 products for just about this whole time, and I've been trying my best to reposition Adam and F, but it's just hard. I've tried my best, but it was kind of hard. But I tried doing different things and adding money, taking away money, but I just couldn't get them right on that perception amount. I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I tried, but it was a lesson learned. Something I will do different the next time. But at the end of the day, to basically just to summarize my experience with Capsim was amazing. I was able to, I had my ups, I had my downs, and like I said, I started out low, and then I started out high. Then round 2 went low. Then I was able to bring myself back up in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. I was able to do better in those particular rounds. So I learned a lot from, round two. Understanding how important your pricing, understanding how important repositioning, understanding how important your marketing, promotional budget, understanding your inventory, what not need to be in the inventory and what you have in inventory, understanding your existing product and how you need to move that, and also move your new product at the same time. But at first I wasn't extremely confident, but now I am. Like I said, it's a lot of things I do differently now. But if if but I had to pace myself too. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I was so doggone excited. I was just but I had to slow down, stay consistent, be balanced, and make sure, everything was in decent and in order. So which led me to perform better. And also once I started to think and analyze, everything was smooth. Then understanding, like I said, I had to understand, my different products, where they at, and understand what exactly the customers need, and understand what exactly I need to produce. But other than that, it was great. But my closing remarks, one of my main takeaways will be that I will never forget Andrews, man. This was a wonderful experience for me, and how hard it took me to maintain and make decisions for this company. And I just wanted to be successful so bad. That's just what I wanted to do. My experience with Capsim Simulation is one that helps me in my everyday life, and I want to it helps me want to push myself to the limits and do what is necessary to produce and be the best person in life, and also my personal goals. So I just want to thank you for this wonderful experience. I appreciate everything you've done. I hope that this video was, great. And like I said, I appreciate everything. I thank you again, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye-bye.